Calgary Flames head coach Ryan Huska was recently interviewed by Eric Francis of Sportsnet, and he spoke out about Martin Pospisil and his future. Now, the big talking point about Pospisil these days is whether or not to play him at the center position. And it sounds like Huska has a plan that will reveal a lot about the future of Marty. But before we get into that, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And let's hop straight in and talk about Pospisil at center. It is a hot topic. I know we've covered it before on the channel here, but we finally have some words from the man who gets to decide the lines and actually makes the decision on whether or not he will put Pospisil at center. So let's dive into this article here. Like I said before, it is from Eric Francis of Sportsnet. He had a little Q&A with the good old Flames head coach Huska. So here's the big one. Flames' Ryan Huska bullish on Martin Pospisil playing up the middle. So already you get a big indicator as to where this is going, but let's hop in. Following a summer of debate over which young Calgary Flames fixture will move from wing to center this year, because there are some options, Ryan Huska made it clear who he's most intrigued by. I'm being pretty upfront. I want to see Marty Pospisil up the middle of the ice, said the Flames' second-year coach while watching over the team's prospects in the South Okanagan. It would be so nice to be there right now. I mean, the weather's beautiful in Calgary, but it ain't the South Okanagan or Okanagan, as some people call it. He played at the World Championships for Slovakia and recent games to get themselves into the Olympics. I want to see if he can do it in the NHL. So already, out of the options of players that could move to center, and the guys we've talked about who could move to center, especially Connor Zary, who we'll talk about later in this video, it sounds like Huska is ready to give the reins to Martin Pospisil. Now, that being said, I'm sure there will be opportunities for pretty much every player to have the chance to play at a different position in the lineup, at a different part of the roster. But either way, it does seem as though Pospisil, at least to start, will be the go-to man if things, if we do need another center kind of thing, or to just experiment, of course. Let's continue. While rattling off some of the line combinations he wants to try during the preseason, he mentioned putting the 24-year-old between Jonathan Huberdeau and Anthony Mantha, a lofty assignment which could result in being the team's top trio if things click. So not only would he be moving to center, but he would essentially become, kind of the number one center as having Huberdeau and Mantha on that top line. I know there's certain ways you can put it. Who's, our top line, our second line, our third line, who's the energy line kind of thing. And Pospisil, he just breathes energy, really. But having him between Huberdeau and Mantha is so interesting, and I'm honestly stoked to see that during the preseason, seeing how they kind of click, if they gel at all, if they can gain some chemistry. And look, each player will kind of have a different part of that line. Huberdeau's your playmaker, your setup man. Mantha's your sniper, your scorer. And then Pospisil kind of brings that fire and does a little bit of everything as well. But I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of that. This is from Huska. Anthony is a shooter, and I think he should be a guy that should be a threat to score goals every time he's on the ice, said Huska. When Jonathan's at his very best, I don't think there's a guy that likes to pass more than him in the NHL. And we've seen that firsthand. There are a lot of times at the Dome where the fans are yelling shoot, and he still decides to pass. Sometimes he makes a beautiful pass, though. There's a chance that it could be a pretty good marriage there. So finding the guy in the middle of the ice will be the key for us to see if we can find something that works. So that almost makes it sound like Huska for sure is going to make sure that Mantha and Huberdeau are on a line together. It's just more of a matter of who will be up the middle. And it sounds like it might be Pospisil to at least start things off. Given Pospisil's size and effectiveness as one of the league's biggest revelations last season, why not try the rugged sophomore in one of the team's most important roles? I'm really interested to see if Martin can grab hold of it, said Huska, who promises to mix and match lines throughout camp with an eye on also giving Connor Zary and Yegor Sharangovich significant reps up the middle. So there's kind of your other two candidates. Connor Zary, obviously very young. We've spoken about him a ton on the channel about potentially moving to the center position. We saw him in the center position at the end of last season. And Sharangovich as well. He's played some center before. Is he a natural center? Maybe not, but he could do it. It'll be very interesting to see. But either way, this is so important for Pospisil because he's proven at the international level that he can play at center, maybe at the NHL level as well. It sounds like he'll get his shot first. So if we're talking about revealing the future of Pospisil, it sounds like his future lies in the middle of our lineup. He's got a lot of characteristics that I like that a centerman needs to have, and he has the ability also to drag his line mates into a game. Pospisil really has so many elements to his game, and he could be a very, very good center for this hockey club. It'll be very, very exciting and interesting to see what does end up happening there. Talking to him this summer, I told him, hey, I'm thinking about trying you in the middle. Are you okay with that? He's like, Coach, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So he's a good kid. They all are. They want to do whatever they can to help the team win and have success. So we're going to give him that chance. Wonderful quote there from Huska. The vibes are high. Following years of injury issues in the minors, Pospisil made good on his call-up early last season and was brilliant on the wing alongside Nazem Kadri and Zary most of the year. In the final month, he was instrumental in helping Kadri's line as Andrei Kuzmenko lit it up. And that was so fun. The Kuzmenko, Kadri, and Pospisil line was nasty, dirty as can be towards the end of the season. It was really fun, and he played great with Zary instead of Kuzmenko as well. But, Zary, Pospisil, who's going to be at center kind of thing, what's going on? And speaking of Zary, well, let's throw him in the mix and talk a little bit further about him here. I know we've spoken about him tons in this video already, but this will focus even more on him. So the Flames know those combos work, but with the organization short on centers, now's the time to figure out which of the three. So that's going all the way back to when Eric Francis said Pospisil, Zary, or Sharangovich. So which one of the three can start to be groomed as a full-time fixture up the middle moving forward? Last season, Sharangovich filled in admirably at center after Elias Lindholm was traded, but his offense took a hit as he made the adjustment. He's definitely more of just kind of one of your scoring wingers, even though he was our top scorer last year. Zary is a longtime center whose forte is controlling the puck, which is something he was able to do more of late last season when he finished up the middle. So maybe, throwing Zary in the mix could be a very good thing for the Calgary Flames. Craig Conroy said both Zary and Pospisil see themselves as natural centers, even though both had success breaking through as NHLers last season on the wing. Pospisil said he's spoken to Huska about the audition of sorts and his game to give it a go. Hopefully I will get a chance to play center, but I can play whatever is best for the team, smiled the 6'2", 190-pound lefty when asked about his positional status. We'll see. So no matter what, it kind of sounds like these guys will be dependable no matter what. Hey, Connor, we're going to throw you in at center. I'm down. Hey, Connor, we need you on the wing tonight. I'm down. Hey, Marty, we need you to not get injured, not throw any dirty hits, and play at center tonight. Coach, I can do one of those three things. No, I'm just kidding. I love Pospisil so much. But either way, it's good to know that Pospisil will be given that shot, definitely in training camp, definitely in the preseason, and maybe game 1 of 82 for the regular season. We'll have to see. Whether it's Pospisil, whether it's Zary, whether it's someone else, it should be super fun to see. And we know the Flames are going to experiment as they go through this phase. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do. And this one has to do with the last video about Dan Vladar and kind of the goalie situation. And I just thought this was a quick, great comment here from good old Perry Wolf, one of the OGest commenters and viewers of the channel. Shout out to you, Perry. But they say Dan Vladar showed he had his moments. Maybe after the surgery, he'll be more consistent. Wolf will have his moment. Go Flames go. And that's how every comment should end, with a big go Flames go. But I love that there. Very interesting to see what happens with the goalie situation. I think tomorrow's video might touch on the goalie situation a little bit more, as we have more from this interview between Eric Francis and Ryan Huska. That one should be a great video. Make sure you look forward to that one. But either way, thank you for commenting that. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.